Thursday, meteorologist Stevie Daniels here. The time now is 4:30 on this Friday Eve. Let's take a look at your full forecast. Those thunderstorms that traveled through the area yesterday evening really packed a punch. They produced a large swath of damage, especially across our westernmost communities. Multiple reports of downed trees, downed tree branches, and even multiple power outages were reported as well. So a lot of cleanup underway today. We did have a couple of tornado warnings issued by the National Weather Service yesterday between the 7 to 8 o'clock hour. We have yet to hear from them if they're going to send out a survey team, and when they do so, if they do decide to do that, we will let you know both on air and online. But just travel very carefully this morning. You might be running into some of those downed tree limbs. We have this cold front that's making its way through the area this morning. This is actually the storm system that brought us those hefty showers and storms yesterday. So it's still traveling through. You can see a lot of precipitation on the back side of this boundary. Drier air up towards Chicago and St. Louis, and we have that colder air that's going to seep in throughout the day today. Radar is picking up on some of those showers that are starting to spill into the western half of the state this morning, sliding into Frederick County right now, out towards Hagerstown, even across far western Maryland. We will start to see this rain become more steady and area-wide throughout the morning drive. So mostly after 6 o'clock this morning, that's when the rainfall will become a little bit steadier in nature. Later this morning, possibly even a little bit moderate to heavy at times. As temperatures will drop throughout the morning into the afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if we dealt with some snowflakes mixing in, especially across the higher elevations. Little to no accumulation snowfall-wise is expected. We do have this rain tapering off by the 4 to 5 o'clock hour. Temps will be dropping near freezing as we head overnight, giving us a more winter-like feel. Keep in mind, it's still technically winter. Astronomical spring doesn't begin until March 20th. We have temperatures right now sitting in the 60s, even into the low 70s, feeling a little bit muggy as well with that leftover moisture to work with. And then as we take a look at your wind gusts, winds are already picking up across our northwestern suburbs this morning. Our dew points are set up well in the 50s and 60s, showcasing that we have a lot of moisture to work with. As we take you through the day today, temps are going to behave a little bit differently. They will start to drop throughout the afternoon. We begin a major cool down. Meteorologist Stevie Daniels. The time now is 4:45 on this Friday Eve. Let's take a look at your Super 7-day forecast. Last night we dealt with some pretty hefty storms that traveled through. We have another round of rain on our doorstep as the cold front is making its way through the region right now. The rain jacket needs to be worn today. As the kids head out to school this morning, it's looking a little bit soggy, and it's likely going to stay that way throughout lunchtime and even as the bus drops the kids off. We actually reached our high temperature earlier this morning on my way into work. We were actually sitting in the mid 70s. We're continuing to fall, and we should be right around the 30s as we head into the afternoon. As we head into your Friday, looking at a high of 54 degrees near average for this time of year with drier skies, a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Not a bad day to get out for a walk. Just make sure you hang on to your hat because tomorrow it's going to be a little bit breezy. A little bit of a break in that wind, a little bit lighter out of the west with a high of 56 on Saturday. Pretty seasonal for this time of year as well. Sunday, we get up close to 60 degrees with more clouds building in. And then Daniels, the time now is 5 o'clock on this Friday Eve. Let's look at radar this morning because it's once again picking up on some green. Some steady light rain is sliding into the western half of the state, moving into Hagerstown and also across Frederick County. We will be seeing some of the rain across Carroll and even Baltimore County out towards Howard County within the next 30 minutes to an hour or so, and then it will become more widespread across the region, likely impacting the morning commute. So you'll need those windshield wipers going. You'll need the rain jacket before you leave the house. It's going to be a pretty soggy first half of your Thursday. Even into the afternoon, we could start to see some of these showers lingering as well. But this cold front is responsible for that rain. It's also responsible for those hefty storms that developed yesterday evening. On the backside of this cold front, you see a lot of moisture that we have on our doorstep. But then farther west, drier air and cooler air. We are going to significantly cool things down as we head throughout. Stevie Daniels, the time now is 5:13 on this Friday Eve. Let's take a look at your full forecast. Those showers and storms yesterday really packed a punch across the area. We actually had 3 tornado warnings issued by the National Weather Service. We have yet to hear from them whether or not they're going to send out a survey team today. They are assessing the situation, so we'll bring you the latest when we get word from them. But you can see all these little dots on your screen right here. These represent the storm report reports that we got into the Weather Center. So plenty of trees were reported knocked down, wires as well. So definitely dealing with some power outages. That's probably still the case this morning. And you can see a lot of these trees and tree limbs were knocked down across the western half of the area. And then we dealt with some very intense wind gusts as these storms traveled along I-95 and pushed eastward. As we take a look at satellite and radar, you can see the cold front that brought us those intense storms yesterday. It's still continuing to travel through. We have plenty of rain on the backside of this system, which is what we're going to be dealing with today. We're already starting to see some of these showers slide in and through the area, mostly around Hagerstown from Frederick County out towards western Maryland. Garrett County also getting in on some of this late rain. And this is going to become a little bit steadier in nature. You can see the latest radar loop has a lot of this rain increasing in coverage. We'll likely see some of this slide through the Baltimore Metro over the next hour or so. Taking a look later this morning, you see some blue popping up. Temps are going to be dropping throughout the day in the wake of the cold front. So believe it or not, we could be dealing with some snow mixing in. Little to no accumulation is expected given how warm it's been recently. And we also have some of that moisture at the surface. So any snowflakes that fall will likely melt on contact. We'll be done with the rain after the kids are already home from school. We dry things out this evening, not looking bad for dinner. And then temps will plummet down near freezing as we head overnight. So it's going to feel more like winter as we wake up tomorrow morning. We're currently standing in the 60s and 70s. Temps are beginning to drop. You can see up towards Thurmont sitting at 56 degrees, still 70 degrees down towards Bowie, but our temps are going to drop throughout the day. In the wake of that cold front, you can really make out where that cold front lies. We have our winds picking up, gusting anywhere from 25 to 30 right now, especially across the higher elevations. And my hair is definitely feeling it. The added moisture in the air. Dew points are well into the 50s this morning. Nearly matching our air temperature. We do have temps that are going to drop throughout the day. We should be in the 30s as the kids head home from school this afternoon. Windy tomorrow. Wind gusts could be anywhere from 30 to 40 miles that forms, but the National Weather Service is trying to decide whether or not they want to send out a survey team. I did see some rotation when I was looking at some of the velocity scans from yesterday evening, so we'll keep you updated on that if they do decide to send out a team. But look at all of these damage reports, especially across not only Carroll, but even Howard counties, Montgomery counties, multiple reports of downed trees. So take it easy this morning on your way into work. If you're taking the kids to school, just be mindful that there could be some leftover debris in the roadways. Right now, radar is picking up on some of that light rain that's starting to spread across Frederick and Carroll counties into Howard County this morning. This is going to increase in coverage throughout the morning drive, leading to a pretty soggy start to your Friday Eve. I'll talk more about what you can expect throughout the next several days coming up in my full forecast. Back to you. Meteorologist Stevie Daniels. The time now is 5:45 on this Friday Eve. Let's take a look at your full forecast. Because yesterday, the forecast was a little bit turbulent. The skies were very angry yesterday. We dealt with some pretty hefty thunderstorms that traveled through the area yesterday evening, right around dinner time. So we did have a couple of tornado warnings issued by the National Weather Service. We also have a lot of these little circles that you see on your screen right here. These are actually local damage reports sent into the National Weather Service, and they were sent to our Weather Center. And you can see a lot of these little tree icons, multiple reports of trees knocked down, tree branches, possibly on the roadways and even down wires. So just make sure you're extra cautious when you're hitting the roads this morning, especially around our western suburbs where a lot of those down tree limbs and trees have occurred, the down power lines as well. You want to take it extra slow on the roads if you're heading out to work or if you're taking the kids to school. The kids will want the rain jacket today because we have widespread steady rain. That's going to be the case throughout the morning. It's also going to spill over into the afternoon thanks to this cold front, and it's impacting a good chunk of the eastern seaboard, the eastern half of the United States, waking up to some of these showers out there this morning, even a little bit of a wintry mix across portions of West Virginia. Taking a look at radar, these showers are already spreading not only into Frederick, but also into Carroll County, now entering Baltimore County this morning. We should see a few raindrops here and there trickle into not only Hartford and Cecil over the next half hour or so. But taking a glance at future casts, this shows that we have that widespread steady rain that could possibly be become a little bit more moderate to heavy at times throughout the middle part of the day with some snowflakes mixing in. The reason that the snowflakes are mixing in or could mix in across the higher elevations is because our temps are going to be falling throughout the day. So we should be in the 30s as the kids head home from school, but little to no snow accumulation is expected. We could see a little bit more in the way of accumulation right around the Blue Ridge Mountains. Taking a glance at your temps, though, look at these numbers. You can really make out where that colder air is setting up shop and where that cold front is actually sitting right now. Across the western half of the state, Deep Creek, you guys are currently sitting just 2 degrees above freezing. We're still hanging out in the 60s and 70s this morning. Our winds are picking up behind that cold front right now. They're gusting anywhere from 25 to upwards of 30 miles per hour. Here's a glance at our temperatures today. They're going to behave a little bit differently today than they usually do. Instead of rising this afternoon, they will gradually fall. So we should be right around the mid-30s by the 3 o'clock hour. Still dealing with those rain chances as well, but skies are looking a little bit drier by dinner time this evening. Fires, so we had some power outages and still dealing with some of them this morning. The worst of the storms traveled through our northern suburbs yesterday. They really packed a punch, so I know some areas will be cleaning up. The National Weather Service has not stated just yet whether or not they decide to send out a survey team today to assess the damage. We did have 3 tornado warnings yesterday, but they were not confirmed tornadoes. They were just radar indicated. So we did see some rotation within some of the cells, and I was looking at some of the velocity scans from last night. But we do have some of those rain showers that are moving through the area this morning across our northwestern suburbs. Temps are going to drop throughout the day, so that's really the big story. They kind of behave a little bit differently today than they normally do. We normally rise during the afternoon. We're actually going to fall in the wake of that front. We have our winds picking up. That rain is going to become more widespread, and it looks like we dry things out by the 5 to 6 o'clock hour. Christy?
Good morning again, Stevie. Good morning.
Weather-wise, we do have a very tranquil start to the day as of right now, but things are going to start to turn a little bit more active once again. We dealt with some pretty hefty showers and thunderstorms yesterday. A couple of tornado warnings were issued, multiple reports of downed trees and even some downed tree branches. Wires knocked down as well from how strong these winds were yesterday within some of these storms. So just keep that in mind if you're traveling out there this morning. You'll also be dodging some of this rain that's currently sliding in and through the area. Most of this is actually to the north and west of the Baltimore Metro, so you see a lot of rain popping up right here closer to Frederick County, even out towards Carroll, Westminster. You guys are waking up to some of that steady rain sliding through the area this morning, stretching all the way back out towards western Maryland. And we're not the only location dealing with some rain this morning. Believe it or not, it's still associated with that cold front that brought us those hefty storms yesterday evening. But if you look down towards the Tennessee River Valley, even across portions of the deep south, waking up to this rain and also some strong thunderstorms that are currently traveling through Georgia and even down towards Florida. As we take a glance at futurecasts, over the next few hours, this rain is going to become a little bit more area-wide. We also have it becoming a little bit more moderate to heavy at times. And yes, you see some blue popping up. We could even be talking about some snowflakes. I know it's crazy to think about how we've dealt with summer-like temperatures earlier this week, and now we're turning the page to more of a winter-like feel. Our temps are going to drop throughout the day today. They're not expected to rise. We do have this rain that's going to stick around throughout about 4 to 5 o'clock. And look at these temps. We drop near freezing into the overnight under mostly clear skies. That's going to be the reason why our temps fall so low. We also have colder air sliding in from the northwest. So break out the winter coats because you'll be needing them tomorrow morning for sure, right around daybreak. Temperatures across the western half of the state really dropping behind that boundary. 31 degrees sitting below freezing out in Deep Creek, but look at Chesapeake Beach right now sitting at 73. So it just depends on where you are across the state of Maryland, feeling more winter-like farther west and a little bit more summer-like farther south and east of the city. We do have winds picking up this morning. Look at these wind gusts across Frederick County, ranging anywhere from 40 to close to 50 miles per hour. These winds are going to definitely make themselves known throughout the day today. We do have those rain showers spilling over into the afternoon as the kids head home from school. As they're heading home from school, temperatures should, for the most part, be ranging in the 30s. So today, temps are going to be dropping through the afternoon. We have rain that's already starting to slide in this morning. So as the kids head out to school, especially if they're there heading out to school north and west of the Chesapeake Bay, that's where that rain is going to be falling. So just make sure they have that rain jacket ready to go. As the bus drops the kids off, they will be dealing with those rain showers on their way home from school. Even throughout lunchtime, I would have the indoor recess today. Temps will plummet down into the 30s as we head overnight. We dry skies out later on today, so late afternoon, early evening, that's when we'll kick the rain out of here, and then we'll feel winter-like heading into your Friday morning. We'll start off right around that freezing mark, but then we do rebound back into the mid-50s tomorrow, looking at a mix of sun and clouds with very breezy winds. Less breezy on Saturday with a high temperature of 56 degrees pushing into the area this morning. So if you had enough of the rain from yesterday's storms, and also if you're tired of dealing with those gusty winds, well, I'm sad to say that we have more of that coming our way today. Radar is picking up on that steady batch of rain hugging Frederick County, even areas farther west. It's sliding through Carroll County this morning. Even here for us in Towson, waking up to a couple of light raindrops out there down towards Washington, D.C. A similar story, but folks up and down the eastern shore looking drier for right now. We do have this cold front that brought us those showers and storms yesterday. It's still continuing to slide eastward. On the backside of it, we have colder air sliding in and still a lot of precipitation on our doorstep. Some of this rain could also transition over to some light snow. Believe it or not, we could see some snowflakes mix in across the higher elevations as temperatures will continue to drop throughout the day. So don't be surprised if you see some flakes flying around, but I don't expect any accumulation snowfall-wise at all. We've been so warm lately, and the ground is already so damp from yesterday's storms, and it's already getting damp this morning from the rain that's sliding through. So it's going to be very, very difficult for any snow to actually stick on the ground. We should be dealing with this rain wrapping up by 5 to 6 o'clock. So if you're heading home from work around dinner time, you're pretty much in the clear. We'll be dealing with that rain pushing eastward, and then we dry things out. We look at clear skies tonight. Temps will plummet down into the 30s, waking up with temps near freezing. So it's going to be a winter-like start to the day tomorrow. Definitely getting this weather whiplash this week. We dealt with summer-like temps earlier this week. Now we're going to turn the page to more of a winter-like feel. These wind gusts are already kicking up this morning. They're gusting to about 25 to even 35 miles per hour. There are some wind gusts that are a little bit locally higher, like out towards Frederick and Thurmont, dealing with wind gusts anywhere from 40 to upwards of 50 miles per hour. Our temps are going to behave a little bit differently today. They actually drop through the afternoon instead of rising. So we have this rain that's going to stick around. We're about 4 to 5 o'clock, but then by 6 o'clock, dealing with a few breaks of sunshine here and there before sunset. Sunset's at 7:10. And then temps will likely be below average across much of the eastern seaboard. As we head into next week, you'll see what I'm talking about when I show you the 7-day forecast. Winds will kick up tomorrow. We're looking drier for your Friday with gusts anywhere from 30 to 40. You'll need to hang on to your hat tomorrow. The wind will also make it feel a little bit colder out there. Less breezy on Saturday, more clouds with a high temperature close to 60 degrees on